Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan and thank you for joining us for our Wednesday weather update recorded on June the 19th. We're dealing with a large high to our southeast right here, just off the coast of Dunedin, and over on the western side towards Australia, we've got this large low that we've had now for almost a week. Between the two systems, we've got a squash zone of windy east to northeast winds. Quite normal when you've got two systems like this close together. So that's why you'll notice it's going to become windier across the day around Auckland and other northern places. It'll be a windy easterly through central New Zealand, especially out to sea here. And then further down, we've got a windy nor'easter, a cold windy nor'easter coming in around Dunedin, Otago Peninsula, the Catlins and other areas out here to the east. Also Banks Peninsula, although it's not, majorly windy, it's just a little bit breezy in some exposed areas. Gales are possible in marine and alpine places today and tonight. Here is the rainfall. So not a huge amount of wet weather, but those easterlies coming in, they start to build up this rainfall. It's not huge, but between sort of just a few millimetres and up to 15 to 20 further up here around East Cape. And you've also got some more clipping here around Marlborough. But the actual rain, properly setting in is more likely around the far north and the top part of Northland, where you might be getting up to 50, 60 millimetres if you're lucky. It's a very, very narrow little part of the country. And you can see even here in the yellow, those areas are only going to get 10 millimetres. So it's quite a narrow spot that could get that better rainfall. I know you do actually need some of that rain up there in the north after what has been a dry 2024 and a dry end to last year. Here's how it looks at lunchtime on Thursday. So here's the big high just southeast of Dunedin. That's dredging up this colder Southern Ocean airflow, bringing it past the Chatham Islands and then pushing it in as an easterly for the North Island and a northeasterly for the South Island. But the low, even though it's weak, is slowly starting to drift back towards New Zealand. And as it does that, and as the high moves further to the east, that airflow starts to tilt around from northeasterly to northerly, and you might even start to notice a bit of a nor'wester developing further to the south. So temperatures on Thursday, and for about the millionth time, these are not main centre temperatures. This is just to give you a guide across the country. And what you notice is it is milder in this northern kind of corner where you're away from that breeze off the Pacific Ocean. So temperatures are down all along the eastern side of the country and around the South Island, but the airflows to the north here are certainly milder, but they are down on where they've been. They were up around the 18, 19 degree mark the other day. So you're certainly seeing a slightly cooler airflow in the north here, and that's because of the high. Parked around the Chatham Islands, dredging up Southern Ocean air, pulling it all the way around, and then it comes in, even to the north here, even to Auckland. That is that airflow from originally coming from further down around south of New Zealand. So that's why temperatures are dropping, even though it's not a major cold event for the top of New Zealand, and the coldest weather remains along the east. But that developing nor'wester will start to push that blue line, all the cold air out here, will start to push it off the mainland. So as we go into Saturday, now we've got nor'westers blowing across the country, or at least across the South Island and around Wellington, southern part of Wairarapa. So that airflow, coming more so from out here in the Tasman, that will start to push temperatures up a little bit, but it will still be cold around the east here. Now the low has fallen apart quite a bit on Saturday, but like we said the other day, it's got a good chance of reforming. So wet weather comes back in to the north and the western side of the South Island, a few showers up here and around the coastal zones. On Sunday, the low moves back in again, starts to deepen a little bit more, and that encourages the northerly flow and the rain, which is coming in here around Tasman and Nelson, to stick around. And then by Monday of next week, looks like the low back down into the 990 hectopascal range. That encourages windier weather, so you can see those isobars, more of them, windy northerlies coming through on Monday. This could still move around, so don't totally lock it in. But again, the low that's been with us for almost a week now will be with us for coming up to 2 weeks by the time we get to the middle of next week. So hopefully it's gone by then. I know some of you are sick of it, but for those in the top ends of both of the main islands, the rain is actually still quite welcome. And that is all from me for today. Don't forget, we'll be back again tomorrow as we take a closer look at what is going on at the weekend. So we will see you then.